We are back on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio, News Talk, 1180, 1230 KGEO, 1410 KERI, now in Albuquerque, New Mexico on 1000 KKIM, and 3 times a week on the Internet nationwide through knookmedia.com. We have a very special guest this afternoon, Janet Nguyen, who is a candidate for the state senate in the 34th State District, which encompasses most of Orange County and a little portion of Long Beach in L.A. County.
You know, before you go on, I want Janet to spell win because it's not spelled the way it sounds.
Well, that's because it's Vietnamese.
Yeah. So spell it for us.
Nguyen. So when you pronounce it, you have the N and the G silent, so you really just pronounce it the Uyen.
There you go. Janet, something we haven't talked about, and I just wanted to mention only because this is an issue that's close to my heart, you know, having been in the Marines and the POW movement. Do you think there's any POWs left in your native land in Vietnam?
You know, a few years ago, there's definitely been a lot of remains that's been recovered. So we had a family that we helped and did a whole, I would say, somewhat of a welcoming home, thanking the family that they finally have now found the remains to their son. I'm not sure how many POWs are left in Vietnam, but, you know, Vietnam in itself right now, the country continues to violate human rights and democracy for their people. The very basic that we in America are so blessed to have. The right to vote, the right to speak, the right to say, the right to protest, the right to even choose whatever religion we want. You can't do that in Vietnam. And so, overall, I think that's where I hate to see where we could potentially be, because it is a one-party rule in our state.
Yeah, which is frightening in itself. Now, you kind of alluded to Prop 13. Do you think with the Democrats in a majority, supermajority, there's a threat to Prop 13?
Yes, there is. And the threat is this. With a 2/3 supermajority, the Senate Democrats can put anything on the ballot without the governor's signature. No, it is very difficult to place Prop 13 on the ballot trying to gather signatures statewide. So the easiest way is get it on the ballot, make sure that the language is written so that it's so diluted nobody really understands it's doing away with Prop 13. That's actually a threat. And they have this current Democratic Senate, including my opponent, in the past when he was an assemblyman, has voted and basically has made it a statement. If we have a chance, we will do away with Prop 13. We will do split roll taxes. And, you know, most people sometimes don't understand split roll taxes. What that means is when you remove Prop 13 from commercial buildings and properties, that will triple or double their property taxes. Guess who ends up having to pay for that? The businesses that are renting those proprities.
And they're going to pass it on. And they're going to pass it on.
And guess what? They will shut down, then there will be more than thousands of jobs that are leaving. We will have more unemployment. Thousands of businesses will be shut down or leave California. I mean, in the state that we are right now, over-regulation, I mean, we need to bring back businesses, not just grow the economy with low-paying jobs. We got to bring back the manufacturers. We got to bring back high-paying jobs. I'll tell you, myself, as a young professional, a lot of my high school friends and college friends don't even live in California anymore. We can't buy a home. It's too costly. We can't find a job. We can't build our own family here. In the next decade, California would have more people retired than people paying into the system. Because none of us young professionals, in the last 5 years or 6 years, those have graduated from Columbia, Berkeley, you name it. Even, community colleges, it doesn't matter. They can't find a job.
Yeah,
they can't even get their foot in the door to even start at the bottom.
That's crazy.
That's how terrible our economy has been in this state.
Mm-hmm. We're having a conversation with State Senate candidate Janet Nguyen.
Janet, I have a personal question. Do you have any information or knowledge of the Covered California Exchange? And if you do, what's your feeling on that?
I do, because I actually serve on a board here in the county. Cover California, I think it has not done well. Here's one of the things that happened at the county side is we get all these applications in. Then we have to send it up to the state to verify it. And some people go to Cover California, some comes back to the state. So the goal of the Affordable Care Act has always been is to getting people into the system, getting their medical coverage so that they're covered. Well, you've got thousands of people sitting there not knowing whether they're going to Cover California or going to Medi-Cal. So they're off of medicine, they're in the emergency room, and then Cover California, I've heard stories where, a gentleman who's had coverage, the coverage that he can't afford for his 4 children, and now he has to choose which children he's going to cover because he can't afford it anymore. And then you have college kids or, college graduates, the young professional, who, I'll be honest, like myself, I haven't gone to the doctors for myself, my husband and I, rarely until, 4 years ago. I went because I had my first son. It was more for him. So I go to doctor mostly for my children, not for me. But now you are charged, and when you're in college, even $100 a month is a lot for us.
Well, some of the problems, Janet, that I see here, we've got skinny networks. HealthNet just announced they're going to be reducing their network. Yep. We have high deductibles people can't afford. Rates are going up another 9%. And we're going to lose our subsidies. As you may have heard in the news just recently, that they said that states that have a federal exchange will not qualify for subsidies. This is going to totally bankrupt or destroy the Obamacare program, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you know about that.
And the mandate also in terms of businesses having to place, I think it was like 35 hours. You have to, if an employee works more than 35 hours, you have to also provide them coverage. Well, you remember I mentioned I had 3 jobs. I was a waitress, I was a manager at a movie theater, and I also was working at the mall. Let's just use the waitress job. Waiting job, minimum wage is not where we make our money. We make our money through tips. And the only way we can make money through tips is the best service, fast and efficient, right? Mm-hmm. And if you make me now have to go and work for 2 restaurants, I don't know all the system well. I don't know all the employees there. It's harder because each POS system, which is the cash register and how you order food, are different at every restaurant. So you're not as efficient and you're not as fast, and your customer might not be happy. So you are reducing my main income, which is the tip side. So that's the unintended consequences of that most people don't realize, that the very people they're trying to help is actually the very people they are hurting.
I could give you a dozen unintended consequences because this is my area of expertise. So, but I'm not going to do that on the air because we don't want to take away from you. We just want to support you for the 34th Senate District.
Now, another comment I'd like to make, Janet, is AB 109. Tell us a little bit about that and how that factors into your race.
AB 109, my opponent voted for it. And since AB 109 has been implemented, Orange County, we've shut down 2 of our county jails. Now we don't even have enough jails. And property crime has gone up across the state in Orange County, almost in the double digits. And, state continues to just hand us these unfunded mandates because you have a problem and you can't build your own jail. You're now sending state prisoners, thousands of them, into the county and are eventually released into the neighborhoods. And so it actually has been very devastating in Orange County, especially my district, especially the areas that are minority and very poor neighborhoods. They're the ones who are the victims of AB 109.
Unfortunately. Janet, we've got about 20 seconds left. Give us your website in case anybody wants to get involved in your campaign.
This is going to be one of the most critical elections in the state. Our website is www.janet2014.com. We would love to hear from you. If you would consider being supportive, I would appreciate it because there will be tens of millions of dollars coming in from Sacramento because they have to continue to be the one-party rule.
Yeah.
Help
Janet,
me disseminate that.
Janet, thank you.
Dismantle that.
And we hope to see you in Sacramento. We'll be back in 167 hours on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio News Talk 1180.